Hi everyone, so today I'm going to show you how I created this smoky eyes with really flawless face finish. Just got a new haircut as well, so thought I'll show you guys. Everything else is pretty much nude, so let's get to it. First of all, skincare. Okay, so your makeup is based about 50% on your skin, so make sure you really moisturize it, and I added a primer as well. Now for foundation, I want a really nice natural glow, so I'm using the Nars Sheer Glow. I'm just using about 1 pump or 1.5 I think I used. So just really make sure you blend that in, and that will sink in with the creams that you use, so it will look really nice and flawless. Make sure everything is really well blended, especially under the eyes and on your jawline as well, just because you want a really nice and flawless finish. Now I'm going to use the Urban Decay mattifying eye primer. This will just really even out the skin tone. See, under the eyes the skin's really thin and it really shows the blood vessels. Now I'm using the Makeup Geek's gel eyeliner. And with the angled brush, I'm just going to create a really defined and strong, bold bottom eyeliner. I don't know, the bottom one, oh god, I completely forgot the name. But see, I'm just following my eye shape and just creating a really nice cat eye. And using like a finer, this is a silicone based fine liner by Real Techniques. I'm just sharpening out the inner corners of my eyes as well, so you want it to really stand out. Now using a flat shading brush, I'm going back with that gel liner and patting it into the corners of my eyes. You've got to be really careful with this, and remember the shape you're creating, yeah, because everyone's eye shape is different, so you're going to get a slightly different shape. Just follow along the natural sort of crease line, and I'm using a blending brush just to blend it in. You don't want it to look patchy. With the smoky eyes, it's honestly all about blending and adding it to the right places. Don't get too carried away and go all the way over. See, I'm doing it very carefully. Now I'm using a black shadow. I believe this one I use is the Urban Decay black shadow. I'll link all the product list down below. And with a smaller pencil precision brush, I'm just adding it onto the crease line and again blending everything in. No, I cannot emphasize enough, blend, blend, blend. And I'm taking it slightly into the inner corners and all the way out for that sharp cat eye look effect. Now using a neutral colour, this is Naked by Urban Decay, I'm just using that to blend it across the crease line, just for everything to look much smoother. And then I'm also going to line my eyes with that same gel liner that I just used, the Makeup Geek's black gel liner. Quick tip, whenever you're doing eyeliner, for that precise look, and if you want to get it where you want, just use your finger to pull back the eye slightly. And now I'm using this really nice shimmer in the inner corner of the eyes, just to make the eyes stand out a bit more, because there's so much dark shadows and it really opens up the eyes, as you can see. I'm using this Pro palette by MAC. I'm using the slightly pink undertone concealer to brighten up the eyes. You know, it's just going to even out those dark circles under the eyes. And I'm using Pro Longwear concealer to highlight mainly. So under the eyes, across, don't take it all the way down to your nose because that just looks weird. And also on my nose and the temples, under chin, just above the cupid's bow and just above the jawline as well. You want to really pat the concealer in, not so much, what can I say? Yeah, patting it in will just really help smooth out the fine lines and, you know, prevent it from creasing. So this step is really important. You know, you just really want to pat everything in, smooth it out, and make sure the highlight is really blended, because you do not want to see any streaks. That will just defeat the whole purpose of using it. I'm using a slightly bigger, fluffier brush just to blend everything in together, because the smaller one was a bit hard to blend in. using a setting powder, this by Collection, and a fluffy brush, I'm just going to set the under eye concealer and also all the areas you highlighted. You don't want to set those with like a colored powder because that will defeat the purpose. Now I'm going to highlight some more. This is a shimmer highlighter, I think it's called Sunbeam, yeah, by Benefit. See, I'm just adding it onto my cheekbones, my nose, my cupid's bow, and just above the temple. Now what you want to do with this is really pat it in. Do not like streak it across, if you get what I mean. You just want to, you know, with a tapping motion, spread it out. It will look much more natural like that, and see how it all blends in, and those areas will just really attract light. So I think it looks really nice in photography when you're taking pictures, because those areas are highlighted. It just makes them stand out more. And yeah, as you can see, it looks really nice. I love this highlighter. And for the other areas of my face, I'm gonna powder. I'm using the Studio Fix in NC25 by MAC on like my forehead and stuff where I don't want it to get oily. Now I'm using a brow gel to just even out my eyebrows and thicken them up a bit. I recently got them done, like threaded, and the lady, I don't know what she did, but she like took away half of them. So yeah, I'm in the process of growing them out. I don't like them thin at all, but yeah, just fill in with the brow gel, or you can just use a powder for a more of like a natural look, or if you got more eyebrows than me, you can just use a powder and skip this step. This step is so important. So after you've applied the gel eyeliner, make sure you always brush it out. And then I'm using a powdered brow powder, or I think I just used an eyeshadow brown one, just to thicken them up a bit. And now for bronzer, well, I'm using the Casino Nars bronzer to sort of contour my cheekbones at the same time as bronzing them. I don't know if there's a difference, but yeah, so I'm just creating this sharp line, as you can see, but I'm blending it all the way out, not all the way into my lips, because that will just look really unnatural. So halfway and sort of blending it out. I don't know if I'm even making any sense right now, but yeah, on the temples as well, and just under the jawline to really you know, contour your face and make it stand out, the cheekbones. Make sure you always blend out the bronzer, just because you don't want it to look streaky, because that will look really unnatural and it picks up in photography as well. And just check both sides that they both look even. So I always like turn my head like that and catch a glimpse to see if everything is even. Then I'm going to slightly contour my nose. You don't really have to do this. I mean, my nose is quite small anyway, but yeah, it's always nice to add a bit of contour to make them stand out a bit more. And then I'm using this beautiful blush by Makeup Geek. I completely forgot the name. I'll link it down below, but it's more of like a neutral color should I say, with a shimmer. So it just adds a bit more glow, and it's got a hint of pink as well. It's really hard to describe. And that's my lip combo that I'm getting really excited about. That's Cappuccino by Rimmel, which is a nice brown. I'm using that to outline my lips and, you know, just to make them look slightly more bigger. And then I'm going to use a brush afterwards to blend it out. Because the eyes are really dramatic, I'm keeping the lipstick neutral. So this is Myth by MAC. It's quite pale for me, so I'm going to go over it with this lip gloss by NYX. So that's the finished makeup look. I hope you guys enjoyed the tutorial. Please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel for more makeup tutorials, hair tutorials. I do loads of random videos. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you guys next time.